Hello, already got us here. I hope you all are doing well today. May this message resonate with you, and may you always use true discernment within every message. May the divine guide you and bring you the truth, the wisdom, and the clarity that is needed for your life, for your journey, and for this moment. Thank you all so much for liking, commenting, and subscribing. Thank you for your love. Thank you for your positive energy. And thank you for your listening. I really appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So I was wondering, what to call this message. And, for some reason, you are magical just kept coming up. It just kept coming up. And I'm like, I wanted to call it something else, but for some reason, I just could not think of anything else. It's just, I wanted to title this message. I wanted to come up with a title of the message before, I started the message, and that is what just kept coming up is, you are magical. So I'm speaking to someone who is magical, who is extraordinary, and you're in this energy and in this time of learning that. You could be learning, just who you are in this time. You can be embracing that, and that is a beautiful thing. You're learning more about yourself, and you're learning more. You're learning more of how to embrace who you are. Wow. And I just think that that's beautiful. And in this time I have here, wow, that just came out is sacred sexuality. So you could be working on your sacral chakra. You could be healing your sacral chakra, or you may be guided to heal your sacral chakra. Also, Kundalini may be significant. You could be learning more about the Kundalini. You could be, or you may be guided to learn more about, what Kundalini is and how it connects with you, for you. But this card speaks of, reconnecting with your, sacred sexuality. It says reconnect with the source of your divine sexuality. And the sacral chakra, it also speaks of creativity as well. This is where you're able to create. This is where you're able to, be creative. When it's healed, you're able to be creative. You're able to, be able to be authentic as well. So this is the energy that you're in. This is the energy that you could be in, or you are healing. You're healing this chakra so that you could be in this energy. But I'm speaking to someone who is magical, someone who is learning that. Or I also could be speaking to someone who have already, that was just a horn. It just there was just a horn, so that's confirmation for someone. But I'm just speaking to someone who already knows, and just now trying to do what it is that they can do, so that they can be in alignment with that, so that they can continue to grow, to continue to evolve into that, become that, not become that. Embrace it, because wow, yes, I have embrace here. Yeah, so embrace it. Embrace who you are. Embrace how magical you are. Yes, and the number 10 could be significant. I have here with this embrace card, it says, remember your primordial nature. You are a vessel. Yes. So with this creativity that you will be, because you're healing your sacral energy, or your sacral chakra, or because you have healed it, you're now in this energy of creativity and being your authentic self. And because you're in this energy, you now this message is a reminder of embracing who you are, embracing that authenticity, embracing your creative side, and knowing that you have completed the cycles that you need to complete when it comes to who you are. You are no longer in this energy of not knowing who you are. For some, like I say, you're learning this. For others, you know now, and it's now you're just in this energy of stepping into that, standing in it, and being in it, and being confident and comfortable in it. Others, this is something that you're learning. But I'm getting, for a lot of you all that I'm speaking to with the number 10 here, speaking of completion, you now know who you are, and it's time to embrace this energy. It's time to embrace your creative side, and this is why you may be in this time of reconnecting with this sacral energy, this sacred sexual energy, so that you can embrace it to its fullness, and be in it fully. And so I just think that this is beautiful energy, because you are a vessel, and what you have to offer, your magic. And I'm getting like who you are, what you create is magical. Like what you create, because of just who you are, because of your creativeness, because of what you know. There we go. It's not even just what you create. It's from the things that you've learned. It's from the things that you know. It's from the things that you've gathered throughout, not just this lifetime, but many lifetimes before. It's like you know how to create beautiful things. It's like I'm getting art. I'm not even just art. I'm getting just beautiful things just because of who you are. It's like your creativity, whatever you do, when it comes to your creativity, it tells stories. And not only does it tell stories, it's healing. Not only is it healing, it's like it's art, it's fulfilling, it's magical. And it not only heals, and it's healing. It's magical, it's healing. It does exactly what it needs to do when it needs to, occur, if that makes sense. It does exactly what it needs to do when it's needed. There we go. When it's time to create. And I think that that's beautiful. The number 3 could be significant. You could be seeing 333. The number 3 could be significant. I have here healing. I have here healing, and with this healing card, it says, I support you on the path of healing. Yeah, wow. This is part of your healing. What you create, when you create, it heals you. What you do, it heals you. You are healing right now. You are healing right now. I could be speaking to someone who is heavy, like really heavy when it comes to artwork. When it comes to art. I also could be speaking to someone when it comes to, this doesn't have to be with art, or, I also could be speaking to someone when it comes to laughter. Someone who like to make people laugh. That's your art. That's where you create. That's how you heal. That is what's magical. It's something magical in the way that you speak. And you help people heal when you make them laugh. It's something in your art that you do that is magical, that help others, that help people. It's magical and help people heal. Not only does it heal you, but it heal others. Wow. And for some of you, with your creativeness, what you're going to be embracing, because you are this vessel, you're going to be stepping into uncharted territories. I have here a time for renewal, stepping into uncharted territory. See, that's what you're going to be doing. See, this is something that you may have put off in the past, and you may have been afraid to do because the way that you do it, it was frowned upon because it was done a certain way before. But now you're in this energy because you've learned who you are, because you're learning how to embrace who you are, because you're working on you've been healing, and you've been working on the sacral chakra, or you may be in this energy of healing this sacral chakra. Now you're going into this energy of being more confident and doing this in an authentic way. Now you know that all along, the way that you wanted to do it it's authentic. It's more of authentically you. It's authentic and it's needed. That's what you're realizing. It's authentic and it's magical. It's authentic and it's going to help heal. You are a person, and this does not have to just be with art. This does not have to just be with comedy or anything. This could just be with who you are. I could be speaking to a musician. I could be speaking to someone who is into poetry. I could be speaking to someone who is into like different type of activities, such as exercising and healing the body through that. Reiki healing, just different things like that. I'm not just speaking to just one. It's different types of energy here. it's different type of energies here, and you bring different perspective to people. I'm speaking to someone who bring different perspective to people. I'm speaking that I'm getting that, not speaking, I'm getting that your creativity, how you create it brings a different perspective when it comes to the way that people look at things. So let's say, for instance, we're talking to someone who's like make people laugh. There's a way that you bring your stories to life, and it helps bring a different perspective. But in all, what it's doing, what makes it so magical, because the perspective that you bring is healing. And not only is it healing, it helps them to, not only does it make them laugh, it helps them to heal as well. And it helps you heal as well. And it's that's what makes this so magical. It's beautiful. This is beautiful energy. Yes. And you in this energy now, in this time now, you could be in this energy of empowerment, or you will be stepping in this energy where you're asserting yourself more. You're not going to be afraid of this energy, or you could be just in this energy right now of just assertiveness, feeling empowered, shining your light. You're going to be shining your light on this. Like I just said, you're going to be stepping into uncharted territories. You're no longer going to be afraid of stepping into these uncharted territories anymore. You're no longer going to be afraid of this. Maybe in the past you were afraid, but you're not going to be afraid anymore. You're learning more and more that you are authentic, and it's better to be in that energy rather to do it any other way or to be like anyone else. And this is where this is helping you feel empowered. This is where you're going to be asserting yourself. This is why you're going to be asserting yourself. You're going to be shining your power and your authenticity in who you are, who you've become. You're going to be stepping into these uncharted territories and really doing things that others may be afraid to do, or where there's been boundaries on, or where it's been frowned upon. But you're no longer in that energy of worrying about what's frowned upon and what's not. There's some self-knowledge that you've learned. You've learned that there's depths of people. You've learned that there's depths of you. You've learned that there's depths of reality. You've learned that there's just depths of everything that is around us. And you've learned so much about yourself. You learn so much truth about yourself and who you are. I have here the self-knowledge card, and this is a powerful card. I have the number 6 on this card, and you could be seeing the number 666. Remember, on divine activation and healing, the message for 666 is speaking of lessons being learned, reflection, looking back on what you have learned about yourself and what you have learned, and gaining the wisdom from it. And that's what you have done with this self-knowledge card. You have learned so much, and you have grown so much, and you've learned who you are. This card says, dive into your depths where your truth resides. That's what you've done. You've done that. You're learning that. You're learning more and more about who you are. That's self-knowledge. And because you learn more about who you are, this has helped you learn more about who others are and just what's going on in the world. You learn that not only is it depths of you, there's depths of others, there's depths of what's going on in this world. And because you have this self-knowledge, because you know these depths, you know how to create it and have this formula about you, this magic about you. See, when you think of potions and everything, they all have formulas, right? And so that's what makes you so magical, because you have all of this wisdom, you have all of this knowledge, you have all this creativeness, you have all this juice within you that is a part of your formula. And this is why it's authentic, because this is why who you are, and it's authentic because can't no one take no one else's formula. Can't no one take the formula that you have, because you specifically, now let's put this in perspective of just who you are. Let's just say that you were in like a lab, or not a lab. Let's say that you were in your little area in your house or wherever, and you was putting in, a certain potion for yourself, for a formula to have for, let's say, magic. All right. it's going to take special ingredients to get that certain potion that you want, right? So I'm speaking, and hopefully this is making sense. I don't want to get too off point. So going back to you, let's go back to you, right? Who you are. There's certain ingredients that you have. There's certain things about you or who you are that is a part of your potion, that is part of your formula that no one can replicate. And that's who you are. And this is why you're going to be stepping into uncharted territories. The way that things have been done is not going to be done anymore. Who you are, because you're so authentic, those roots from whatever that was, they're getting brought up, and it's not going to be anymore. And you're going to have the courage, you're going to have the confidence to stand in this, to stand on who you are, to stand on, just how divine you are in this energy. But going back to this formula, it can't be replicated. Going back to who you are, this is what makes you magical, because you have a formula about you that it can't be replicated. No matter how much anyone tried, no matter even if someone knows the one ingredient, there's 10 billion eons of, I don't even think eons go there, but there's so many other things about you that makes you, and it's just a part of your formula. I know that I went heavy into that because I had to, because just when I see this number 6, and when I see how powerful that number is, and when I see this self-knowledge card, and then when I'm thinking about an energy that has to, I'm thinking about someone, not an energy. I'm thinking about someone who has had to fight. Is that the word that I want to use? To be who they are. Yeah, I want to use that. You had to go against a lot of things. You had to go against a lot of energy, people, places, things, to be who you are right now, because it was so frowned upon who you were. What you noticed is people were frowned upon who you were, or the things that you done, but you noticed that once you stopped doing it, people will turn around and do the same things. You had to deal with stuff like that in your life. And that's why in this energy now, in this time now, you're looking back, going back to those depths, learning that self-knowledge, looking at that 6, looking at those lessons, looking at and gaining the wisdom. You going back and you like, the things that I have not done, the things that I've done in my life haven't been so bad after all. Because why every time that this is stuff that you may be asking yourself, you're like, okay, why every time that I do this, it may be frowned upon, a year, some months later, a year later, it's being done, or it's being said. Everything that I said, everything that I've done, now it's being replicated. And it's and this is why you're in this energy of just growth. It's because you're magical. And I ask that for anyone that's in this time that is doubting themselves, who hasn't quite went through that journey of, having to or who haven't given up yet, I ask that you don't give up in this time. This is just a test to see how much do you believe in yourself. And I ask that you continue to believe in yourself. I ask that you don't give up. Just because it's frowned upon, I ask that you continue to see the vision for yourself. Continue to be authentic in who you are, and to know that you are inspiring, you are growing, you are healing the people that you are, whether you can see it or not, whether it's frowned upon or not. Please don't give up in this time, because that's one thing that I had to learn. That's a lesson that I had to learn. That's something that I had to learn along my journey of just because it's frowned upon doesn't mean it's not healing someone else, or just because it's frowned upon doesn't mean that it's wrong. Because just like I said, you could be doing this same thing that's frowned upon, then the many people that was frowning upon it will turn around and do the same thing and act like nothing happened. And now you down, and now they're up from what and I know who I'm talking to. This message is going to resonate. I know what I'm speaking. I know I'm speaking truth. And I know that whoever needs to hear this is going to hear it. And I know what needs to resonate is going to resonate. You're standing in your power, and and you're asserting yourself. And this is what is needed in this time. And I ask that you continue to shine your power, continue to shine your light in this time. You are healing your family. You're healing your family line. You're getting beyond those secrets. You're getting beyond those boundaries and those bondages that your family had been in for many, many years. Wow. And I didn't even see this. I've been so much into this message. All right, so I'm going to get the first two that came out because it's a lot that came out. I have here grief, letting go and allowing. There's a lot of grief that you may have had to let go, or you're being guided to let go. There's a lot of things that you're needing to grieve so that you can let go. Maybe it could be the past of how people have hurt you. You've noticed that you've inspired people in the past, or not even just inspired people. You just notice how like you've had to fight so much of just from certain energies of you just being your trying to be your authentic self, and you not being able to be it because it's not the rules, or it's not how things supposed to go. And I'm just getting, you're not in this energy anymore, but you may be guided in this time to grieve, to let it go. Or there's something that you need to let go. There's some anger that you're probably needing to let go, some bitterness that you're probably needing to let go, something that you may need to speak, some type of truth that you're being guided to speak so that you can let it go and grieve. I'm getting for someone, when was the last time that you cried? And allow yourself to cry, to allow yourself to be vulnerable and let those emotions flow out. That's what I'm getting for someone. I'm getting for you to let go. Let everything that wants to go so everything else can come in. So speak whatever is needed to be spoken out. So what's neat, so everything else can flow into your life. So that you can release yourself, so that you can release yourself from bondages and illusions. Speaking to that dark place. Remember, I've spoken about, just speaking to those places that are dark. Remember that car that was under the bed? Remember that car where I was telling you that was under the bed, and it was speak your truth. Remember, that was the car that was under the bed, and I was speaking about how that it was in a dark place. It was under the bed. And I'm like, there's something that has been hidden. That's another thing. That's a whole nother message that I can get into. Like, there's so much things that there's so much that you may have within you that are needed to be brought to light. Maybe even it's just you just asserting yourself and being the light. That could be significant. That could be significant. Speaking to that dark place, not only just speaking to that dark, even speaking to yourself, speaking to those dark thoughts. I'm getting for someone, speaking to those thoughts that are dark, that you could be telling yourself, wow, I cannot make this up. I have here freedom that just came out. Wow. And I'm going to read that card after I get into allowing. You're being guided to allow this truth, to allow yourself this freedom, to allow yourself to speak whatever it is to speak. I'm going to read this allowing card, then I'm going to get into the freedom. It says radical acceptance says yes to reality in any given moment, so what's needed can come next. Yes, allow. It's time to allow. It's time to allow. I'm going to read this freedom card because it's right in alignment of what I'm speaking. It says, I no longer want this fiery ring of resentment to block the good. Release me from its bonds. I cannot make this up. And this is beautiful. I can't. Wow. And I have here receiving that just came out. Wow. So there's something that you're being guided to grieve and let go and allow this reality. Saying, maybe it's an old reality that that you're having trouble to let go, and you're being guided to grieve. Maybe that is what it is. And you're being guided to allow this new reality, and to break free from that old reality, to break free from that old way of thinking, to break free of those bondages and illusions, to break free from what was, to break free from that dark place. It's a dark place. I'm speaking to someone that may be that may have been depressed, may have been full of anxiety. You're being guided right now to grieve, to let it go. And I'm not saying it in a way where go on and just let it go like I have no feelings for it. No, that's not what I'm speaking at all. I'm speaking what this message is wanting me to speak. This is not just me speaking. This is the divine speaking through me. This is divine speaking through me. And it's speaking of, because it's trying to activate something in you. I'm speaking to someone who could have been depressed, or is in this energy of depression, full of anxiety, full of hurt, full of pain, and you're being guided right now to grieve. Because I'm going to read this grieve card. It says, tears are what happen when the ice in the heart melts. There's some things that have held your heart captive. There's some things that have blocked your heart. There's some things that have happened that has hardened your heart, that have made your heart iced, and it's time to grieve so that you can melt that ice, and so that you can let go what needs to let go, so what can come in. Because I'm getting you're a divine being. I'm getting that you're a magical being, and you don't deserve whatever place that you're in. It's time to let it go and know that you can break free from it. And it's time to get in this allowing energy so that you can allow what is needed for you, so you can allow that divine plan, and so that you can break free. You gotta, even if you can speak this for you, with this freedom card, even if you gotta speak this, I no longer want this fiery ring of resentment to block the good, because that's what it's been doing. Whatever it is that you're needing let go, that's what it's been doing. It's been blocking you from your true path. It's been blocking you from who you are. It's been blocking you from getting you to the next level. It's been blocking you. It's been blocking you, the reason why you can't come out of that depression or that anxiety. And right now, this is something that you may be guided to speak right now, to say, I no longer want this fiery ring of resentment to block the good, and to really speak to, there we go, that's that dark place. See, that's something that you got to speak to yourself. You're speaking to that dark place. You want to speak that light into you, because you are light. It's about these words. Remember, I told you this, there's something that you got to speak, and maybe it's to yourself. There's some truth that you got to speak, and you got to mean it, and you got to stand on it. Release me from his bonds. You got to trust that you are going to be released from his bonds, from the bonds of illusions, from the bonds of depression, from the bonds of fear. You're going to be released, but it's something that you got to speak. It's something that you got to talk to yourself. Remember, I told you in the past where I had to speak to my great grandmother. She raised me. All she used to do was speak. I had to deal with verbal abuse from her, and it was a dark place for me. It was very dark. Like I said in the past, I had to deal with her. I seen how it did my mom, and I seen how it did my sister. It put them in a very, very dark illusion. And I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to keep it 10,000 with you. They have because they have not broken from this illusion. Right now, they are still in this illusion. But let me tell you something. I told you I broke that curse a long time ago, and I meant that. And so for you, this is what and what I did that moment. And it started the moment I did this. Remember, I said this in messages before. When my great grandmother used to tell me I would never be anything. When my great grandma would always tell me that I was this, I was that, or something was gonna happen, I always spoke. Now, I know you say you're not supposed to be disobedient to your parents, so I'm not trying to condone this at all, but I'm just telling you what happened to me and how I had to speak to that dark place and speak up for myself. I'm going back to what I was saying. I had to speak up for myself. And yes, I used to yell. When she used to yell at me, telling me I wasn't going to be nothing, I used to yell right on back and say, I am going to be someone. Nothing's going to happen to me. I'm going to be good. That's what I had to speak up. I had to speak up for myself. Something that my mom and my sister, they didn't have a chance to do. And right now, and because they didn't do that, they're in this energy of illusions because of what someone else has spoken over them, because they actually believe that, and because they didn't speak to that dark place, because they didn't speak that light of who they are into that dark place. So I'm speaking to someone right now, and I'm trying not to get emotional right now, because I want you to speak to that dark place. Stand up for yourself. Speak your truth. No matter what situation it is, no matter where you are right now, you got to speak to yourself. You got to speak to that dark place. Even if it's yourself, you have a higher self that loves you. You have a divine self that loves you and is ready for you to speak to it, to activate it, to grieve, to let go, and speak that light into yourself, or speak that light to whomever is trying to dim your light, to whomever is trying to bring you in those illusions. Because what I'm telling you right now, that wherever you are, when you speak to that light, you're gonna get brought out. I'm speaking to someone who is divine. I'm speaking to someone that is divine but has been dormant for a long time, who have been in illusions for a very long time. But you don't have to be into those illusions anymore. That enough is enough, and that's it. That's it. No more. It's time for you to speak that truth into who you are. It's time for you to know how divine you are, because you are. I need you to say your name, whatever your name is, and speak to yourself in a very powerful way, whatever that is. You can say your name and say what this card says, what this freedom card says. Fill in the blank. I no longer want this fiery ring of resentment to block the good. Release me from its bonds. And mean it and receive it. Receive that truth, because you are divine. Wow, I didn't even mean to get all into that message like that, but I'm only speaking like that because I've seen the results of when you don't speak up for yourself, and I've seen the results of when you do speak up for yourself. And I'm telling you, to this day, those illusions are still going on in my family, I'm gonna say loved one's life, because they did not speak up for themselves. And I'm asking you in this time, you can't let anyone speak over you. Those words are powerful, and I know that we all know that. So going back to that magic, because you're magical. There we go. Thank you, divine. Because you're magic, because you have the words, because you have the magic, because you have the potion, because of who you are, it's time for you to speak up for who you are. It's time for you to stand in that light, to stand in that truth, to speak to that dark place. I'm speaking to someone who is powerful. I'm speaking to someone who is divine. And it's time for you to be activated into that. No more dormant. I know whoever is meant to hear this, I know this is the last time of you being dormant. I know this is the last time of you being in bondage. I know this is the last time you being full of illusions. I know it is. I know it is. I spoke it already. I set the intention already. Everything else is just flowing. And I know you hear it. I'm going to keep going. Whew. I'm going to keep going. Let me give myself a minute after that. Wow. I have here birthing a new age, birthing new creations, dreaming a new world into being. See, that's why this is why it's important right now for those in this energy. There was a reason why you've been in this energy. It's because of what you know, what you've learned. It's going to help birth a new age. Because of the experience you had to go through, because of just what you learned, the self-knowledge that you gained throughout life, because of the what you've been through, because of the experiences and everything that you've been through. You're going to be birthing a new age because you got a different way of thinking. You actually been through it. So because you've been through it, you didn't go through it just to become like everyone else. You've been through what you've been through because you don't want to see things go the same way. And so you're choosing to be authentic, or you're in this energy. See, I'm speaking to someone who is awakening to this. You're finally going through this, growing through this to learn who you are. Or you will be. And it's going to be helping to birth a new age, birthing new creations. Remember, I spoke of creativity. What you have within you. What you have within you, that creativeness, that creativity, what's within you, it's going to be birthing new creations. It's powerful. It's magical. Dreaming a new world into being. I've spoken already of the vision you had. I'm speaking to someone. I'm speaking to many people in this messages. It's many messages within this message. It's many. I have here priestess. How are you being called to step up and lead? Wow. Priestess, how are you being called to step up and lead? There's a lot of energies that are coming out. A lot of cards that are coming out right now in this time. Yes, they're all just falling out. I'm just going to get all of them. I have here the Great Gathering. It's coming together. Intuitive hits. Soul Tribe. Yeah, it's a lot of people in this time that are awakening. It's a lot of people that have been in illusions. There's a lot of people who are stepping into their divine energy. It's a lot of people that are awakening, and you've been getting a lot of intuitive downloads. I have here Akasha. Your guidance is divinely guided. You have been divinely guided this entire time, and you're going to continue to be divinely guided and protected. Wow. And as I said, and protected, I have here councils of light, divine orchestration, helpers in subtle realms. I cannot make this up. This speaking of your ancestors. This speaking of the spirit guides that you have everywhere. This speaking of the spiritual protection you have. All the protection that you have in every area in your life. Divine orchestration. See, you may have been afraid this whole time, but when you look at your life, when you look at what you've been through and look at how just the things that you've gotten through, when you see it, you see how divinely guided you were. You see how divinely protected you were. And this just all in all just gives you the courage to believe it even more. This message is here to do that. And to continue to believe that no matter where you are, no matter where you are in life, and even stepping into this birth and new creations, it's a reminder for you to know that you're divinely guided, that you're divinely protected, that you are divine, that you are magical, and that and because you were protected and divinely guided then, it's no reason why you're not going to be protected and divinely guided now. You're going to always be divinely protected and divinely guided. Wow. Wow. I have here Sisterhood of the Rose, Beauty and Devotion, Priestess, Mystic, Teacher. You have your own way of doing things. It could be in the beauty industry. It's something that you have devoted yourself to or will be devoting yourself to. I could be speaking to a mystic, a teacher, or it could be all of the above. You have your own way of doing things. You have different ways of doing things. You have different potentialities. You have different. There's just so much about you that's very creative, and because of this, you're going to be in this energy of birthing new creations. As I spoke of before, that magical energy. You're magical. Speaks to someone who is very creative, that is very knowledgeable about themselves for sure. Deep replenishment, retreat, rest, be held. That card comes out a lot. That card has been coming out in almost every message. Inner temple, devotion, tune into the portal of your heart. This is something that you may be guided to do, is to continue to open up your heart chakra if you have, or be in this energy and open to opening up your heart chakra. Devoting time to it as well. Being in that energy of love. Reconnecting with the heart. Opening up the heart. This is the energy that you're being guided to be in. And to rest. To give yourself that deep replenishment that you're needing, and to rest. Wow. I have your keepers of the earth. You are not alone. Ancient ancestors stand beside you. I just said that. Wow. Wow. For some of you, a lot of, this is just what this going to resonate. This part is going to resonate to whomever it is meant to resonate. But there's something about, like, when it comes to like grandparents, you may have been getting like signs, messages from like a grandparent. Also a sister. There could be messages within, like, from a sister. There are signs that you've been getting from, like, there are signs that only you know that they knew. I'm getting, like, there's messages that you've been getting. Maybe this person have passed or something. There's messages, there's signs that you've been getting, and only you know that only they would know this, if that makes sense. And I believe that is for a reason, so that you can know that it is them. And this message just may be a message of to not let logic get in the way, to know that what you seeing that intuition that you're getting, that sign that you're getting when it comes to your intuition. There we go. Getting the words right. It's true. It's true, and it's them. But you're not doing this alone, and you don't have to. And because a lot of you are awakening, your soul, I'm getting soul family. That's awakening. The soul family is awakening. You're calling in your tribe. You're not doing this alone. If you think you're doing this alone, you're not. Wow. Wow. It's a lot of energies. Whoa. I have here empowerment again. I'm going to get all these cards that fell. Whoa. I have here empowerment, service, make it God's sanctuary. Wow. So I'm going to read the empowerment card. It says, when you ask the divine to take over, you get pulled into your own authentic power. It's a force of inner love that wants your wholeness and magnificence. Unfold my true and radiant self, dear Lord. Wow. So remember, I was speaking of that empowerment, and it's this empowerment card is beautiful because it's speaking of not doing it in an egoic way, but doing it in an authentic way. It says it itself, you get pulled into your own authentic power, and this is what you're going to be. You're going to be stepping in uncharted territories with this type of energy, with this empowerment energy, with this authentic energy, with love though, with truth though, with authentic, with magnificence, with magical energy. That's what I'm getting, and I just think that's beautiful. All right, then I have here service. You stop using the universe to try to get what you want and start asking love to use you. You offer all and want to be of service. Ironically, many desires become fulfilled without grasping or manipulation. And that goes back to with this service card. It's a beautiful card that's come out because it goes back to that heart chakra. Remember, I was speaking of that heart chakra, and you may be in this energy of opening your heart more, or you may be guided to, meditate on, the heart chakra and opening up that chakra, because this is going to help you do it from a place of love, a place of, genuineness. If that's the word. Yeah, genuineness. That's a word. Pureness, wholeness, and do it out of place of, unconditional love. And that's what I'm getting from this card here. Then I have here, make it God's. Release the ideal of my as soon as you start to say the money, the relationships, the job, freedom arrives. When there's no grasping, the right actions get shown. Free me from the prison of my dear Lord. Then I have here sanctuary. A sanctuary resides inside you no matter what is happening. This inner temple beckons you to enter. Take a deep breath, enter, and sit down on the throne of your own heart. Wow. Wow. And I just feel as though I can get one more card. Whoa. One more card. There we go. I have your relationship. I call in the infinite power of love to take over this union in every way. May it now fully belong to the divine. Let it unfold in the perfect way for each of us. I needn't fear letting go of control. My needs are always abundantly met. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. So I really hope that this message resonated with you. I believe that this is a beautiful message. In this time, you are stepping into you're learning to embrace who you are. Or you have learned this. This is a time of letting go and embracing who you are and stepping into your divine energy, your magical energy, and being confident in it. I'm not going to go into too much because it was a lot of energy that was in this message. So I'm not going to overdo it right now. I really hope that this message resonated with you. Thank you all so much for your listening. Sending you so much love and light. May you get it through the wind. Thank you.